Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Charlie Kim with Ketoletic, and I wanted to shoot this quick video. I don't have a whole lot of time right now, but kind of impromptu before I get going. But I really wanted to shoot this video and address this topic because I've had so many people ask me, what kind of exercise should I do to get in better shape, to lose body fat, right? That's what many people want to do. And I think so many people got this misconception about fat loss in general. And I don't think it's anyone's fault really, because I used to be a victim of it as well, where, you would hear or you would read or see celebrity blog posts, especially like in the fitness industry, who's giving you all these workouts to do to look like them, right? But when really, in fact, exercise is really not the answer. Exercise is not the primary way to get in better shape, to actually lose body fat. Exercise definitely is important for other reasons, and it also does contribute to fat loss eventually, but it's one of the hardest ways to do it, and it's so hard to sustain that, especially if you're not an athlete, right? You're not professionally playing sports, or you can't commit to going to the gym, 5-6 times a week, right? Many of us are busy, and we should always find time to put aside to do some, form of exercise, even if it's just for, 15-20 minutes. We can all find the time if we really try hard to, but most of us can't put in the enough time and energy and effort to being able to work out, all the time like an athlete, right? So it's one of the least, it's one of the hardest way. Exercise, working out, it's great. And I have a whole video that I'm going to talk to you about that. But it's great, but it's not the primary thing that we should be focusing on when it comes to fat loss and better body composition. The first thing you want to fix is obviously your nutrition. Now, before I get into that, the reason why exercise it comes basically second, actually even third, and I'll explain why it comes second or third to proper nutrition is because, for example, let's take like crunches, like ab exercise. There's like hundreds of different videos that you see people like influencers or fitness bloggers that kind of talk about all these core exercises. While they're all great, when I used to be probably about, I think it was about 55 plus pounds overweight from where I am now, I always dreamed about having six-pack abs. And I was like, okay, that's what they're telling me. This is what I should listen to. If they're doing all these cool ab workouts, right? And if I follow that consistently, I should be looking like those people, right? And obviously you guys probably already kind of can guess the answer. That's not exactly what happened for me, right? Because, when you see those fitness gurus, they're like ripped up, they look good, they got six packs, some of them even just genetically have 8-pack abs almost. You feel like if you follow their videos, you're gonna achieve that, but what you don't see is behind the scenes, okay? What you don't see is what they're doing. Now, everybody has different ways. Oops, my camera just went out. My light just went out, okay. Everybody has, hold on one second. Let me fix this. I know I'm kind of leaving you with a cliffhanger. I'm pretty kind of OCD about this lighting thing. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Come on. Just need this turned on. Here we go. Hold on. All right. Bam! There we go. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So everybody has this thought that they need to do those exercises to get ripped. But what really needs to happen is ultimately you need to create a calorie deficit over a period of time. Okay. So, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'm running out of time, but so I'm going to try to hurry. So when it comes to exercise, so like crunches, you do these crunches, they're not going to work for you. What about running, the very popular form of exercise, right? Like very intensive cardio. So even if you were to run for, let's say a mile, right, at a decent pace, maybe not like an expert runner, like a professional runner pace, but more like I don't know, a 10 or 11 minute mile time, right? Where you're just kind of moderate to low to moderate pace, kind of jogging more of a mile. You might only burn maybe 100 to 130 calories, depending on the intensity, how much intensity you're running with. So 100 to 130 calories, that's not a lot. That's not very much at all. And if you're a beginner, if you haven't worked out in a while and you try to run a mile, you're going to be freaking exhausted, right? It's going to be hard to finish just even that mile. I know, at least it was for me. So that's not going to work because, first of all, to be quite honest, personally, I hate running. I'll jog and I'll run here and there now, but I'm a lot lighter now. So I can do that without getting so fatigued so quick or just hating it or my joints, hurting or anything like that. So that's with running. So that's hard to sustain unless you're like committed to becoming a runner and start doing half marathons and training for it regularly. That's just not going to work. Plus, when you're running, primarily what you're first doing is you're going to be using up calories that's stored in what's called your muscle glycogen. Okay, there's two primary glycogen stores. And basically glycogen is just temporary stores of energy in the form of glucose, like from the carbs, okay, that we eat, which turns into sugar, right? Sugar molecules. And those sugar molecules are called glucose, okay? So your liver stores some and your muscles, all your skeletal muscles store some as well. Your liver glycogen stores are very limited. It's a much smaller storage of glucose, like energy, right? So typically, I think for an average adult, you can store maybe up to 400, 500 calories max. It really depends. And also for the average adult, now your muscle glycogen, you could actually store a lot more, right? I believe anywhere from 1,800 to 2,500 calories, really depending, of energy stored in your muscle cells, okay? Readily available for you to use for those times of intense exercise like running or sprinting and things like that. So if you think about it, if you're running a mile, even 2 miles, you might not even be able to run through, basically be able to deplete all those stored energy in the form of calories in your muscle glycogen to even be able to access your body fat, right? That's what you want to go for, right? Okay. So that's ineffective. Okay. So what about, like, you guys heard of the popular HIIT workouts, right? The high intensity interval training. Those are great. Those are great. However, same thing. Okay. Well, slightly same thing. One, they are very, very hard to do for long periods of time. So you might be able to run or jog for 30 minutes, but I guarantee you, it will be almost impossible to do, let's say, for example, burpees, okay? If you were to try to do burpees for half an hour straight without resting, I don't think I've seen anyone do it. And if they could somehow, it'd be like some total, like, Superman athlete that could do 30 minutes of burpees. It's almost like impossible because it's so high intensity, right? So typically burpees, you do one set is usually like 5 minutes max at a time, okay? For example, you might do anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds of continuous burpees. Then you might have like a 15 or 20 second rest and then on to the next set, 15, 20 second rest and then on to the next set, and then you do that 4 or 5 times, you're totally burnt out. Problem with that also is yeah, you can probably burn a little more calories than jogging, doing a light jog of a mile. However, it's still not enough calories for the amount of work and effort you have to put into it to try to burn those calories. And the thing is, you have to maintain that type of lifestyle consistently to eventually add up enough calories of a deficit to be able to start, for your body to start tapping into your stored energy, which is your body fat, okay? Most of the time, you're just barely scratching the surface of your temporary stores of energy in the form of calories in your muscle glycogen, okay? Especially when you're following a high carb diet, like a standard American diet, okay? Your glycogen stores are probably gonna be always maxed out. What happens when you consume more calories when your muscle glycogen is maxed out, okay? And then moving less than what your body burns? Well, your body has to store those forms of energy somewhere. Can't leave those calories, those sugar molecules in the blood, right? That'd be dangerous. So your body your body is designed to protect you. So its way of protecting you is to take those extra calories, extra energy that isn't being used and put away into body fat, right? So I want to show you something. I'm going to flip the screen. I'm not very good with Facebook Live yet, but I'm going to try to share my whiteboard and try to demonstrate something, and then I'm going to have to go. So let me see if I can flip this for you guys. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let me know if you guys can see clearly. And as you can tell, let me move the lighting a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Can you guys see me? Okay. I don't know if I can see me because now I'm not on selfie mode. So, let me just move this camera a little bit. Hold on. All right. I think that's good. So, I drew up a little thing here. This is your TDEE. That stands for your total daily energy expenditure, okay? That's basically what your body burns in a typical day based on you and your lifestyle. Okay, so TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. So that kind of determines, that's your metabolism rate, by the way, in plain English, okay? Your total daily energy expenditure is basically what your metabolism is going to be like. So the first thing here you see is RMR. That stands for your resting metabolic rate. Sometimes people call it BMR, basal metabolic rate. Basically RMR, resting metabolic rate, just means this is what your body, this is the amount of calories your body has to burn every day or in a given day. This can change, by the way, daily, just to keep you alive, even while at complete rest. So even if you were to just lay down all day, not do a darn thing, your body still has to burn calories. Why? Because it has your body to support. Your body, it needs to create energy to be able to support your major organs, your muscles, hair, everything, right? Your skin. So if you notice, I know this doesn't tell you exactly what percentage, but it makes up anywhere from 40 to 65% of your total daily calories. Really depends per person. So the next one here, TEF. So that stands for thermic effect of food. Sorry, I forgot for a second. Thermic effect of food. So what that means is every time you eat something, your body actually has to create energy to be able to process and digest those foods, to be able to break down the nutrients, right? So that also does take a little bit of energy. It's not very significant, but it can add up, okay? So the next one is NEAT. So this stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, okay? Basically, this is, your, oops, hold on, darn light again. Come on. 1 second. All right. I think we're back. All right, here we go. God, I hate that. I don't like this light mode. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is your everyday things. So what does that mean? Like, okay, what kind of a job do you have? Are you in construction where you actually physically have to do stuff, right? You're physically moving around, standing and walking and carrying things all day? Or are you an office worker, okay? And you're doing paperwork, or you're doing phone calls, you're in sales, or you're in HR, administration, whatnot. And just you walking around every day, like, what do? Do you walk to work? Do you bike to work? Do you drive a car to work? Do you grocery shop on certain days? So this is everything that's not related to specifically exercise. Okay, this is just your normal moving around, normal move-abouts. Okay, what is your routine? Okay, and that obviously takes a pretty good portion of your total daily energy expenditure, right? And then, of course, I know you might not be able to see it, but because I ran out of the red marker, EAT. Okay, EAT stands for exercise, activity, thermogenesis. So this is your workout. If you actually work out, right? So now, like I said, you don't see the percentages here, but just I try to draw it in a way so you could kind of see from like a 30,000 foot view, get an idea that if you look at where this is in this entire total daily energy expenditure, it really depends, right? This can change. It could be higher or it could be lower, right? But it tells you that it's a smaller part of your total daily energy expenditure. Your largest total daily energy expenditure is right here, your RMR, right? So the point I'm trying to tell you is you can only burn, let me see if I can write, limited, hope I don't go off screen, limited calories from exercise. And as if you tried before, it's a much harder way to sustain. If you aren't used to doing exercise or haven't done it in a while, or if you're just very heavy and you've got knees and just overall joint pain problems, then it's not the best place to start. Where is the best place to start? Okay, the best place to start is focusing on right here, what you do have already leverage of. Okay, your body already burns this amount. So where can the biggest calorie deficit come from? So, running out of time here, so I'm going to try to hurry up. Let me erase all this. Okay, so your biggest form of calorie deficit is, let me see how I want to draw this. This is you. Okay, that's you, that's me. And try to draw some food, okay? That's your chicken or something, okay? So it's what you eat, and by eating simply less, right? Pretty obvious, right? The easiest way you could create a calorie deficit is by eating less. Now, it may seem hard, but what if you're just not that hungry anymore? Okay? What if you're just not that hungry anymore? Meaning, what if there was a certain types and certain ratios and balance of macronutrients, protein, fats, and carbs, that you can eat in a specific way where your hunger is decreased naturally, So naturally, you eat less, but still feel satiated, still feel satisfied, still got plenty of energy, and don't feel the need to eat any more than you used to, right? And in fact, you might start eating less than what you used to eat to. Wouldn't that be easier than trying to do 5 to 7 days of just hardcore working out, busting your butt, and not seeing results, right? And that's really the goal. So I always say this, the number one key, if you want to lose body fat, if your goal is to try to lose body fat, the number one secret to that is control hunger, ... naturally. That's the secret. This is way easier than busting your butt in the gym or whatnot, 5, 7 days a week. And once you learn how to do this, you create calorie deficit. Can't spell. Even if it's, let's say, 200 calories, 200 calories less per day than what you're currently eating, right? Times 7 days, right? That will equal, what is that? I'm not good at math. About 1,400 calories, right? Then, let me erase this. Running out of space. Then, so yeah, you're at 1,400 calories, right? Then do another week of that. So do that times 2. Now, in 2 weeks, you created about 2,800 calories deficit. Okay? See where I'm getting at? Tell me if you think it's easier and more manageable and more sustainable to try to figure out a way to just create 2,800 calories deficit every 2 weeks rather than every 2 weeks trying to burn, right? Trying to burn an extra 2,800 calories by working your butt off. Especially when you're like really, if you're heavy right now and it's hard for you, it's hard on your joints and all that, and it's frustrating and you know you're not going to stay consistent with it, at least right now. Tell me which is easier. This way, just by eating 200 calories less per day, by naturally controlling your hunger, right, you create a greater calorie deficit in a pretty short period of time. And when you stay consistent with it over the course of several weeks to several months, okay, you can actually start tapping into your body fat stores instead of just only scratching the surface of your muscle glycogen. Okay, hope that makes sense. So I'm probably going to shoot another video explaining this part, how to control hunger naturally and increase satiety. So satiety, real quick before I jump off, is basically the ability for you to go from one meal to the next and create a longer duration, okay, longer distance between one meal to the next without feeling hungry, without needing to snack, right? And that's probably what I'm going to shoot. But if you want to see more videos like this, please give me a thumbs up, a heart, throw a comment in here, tell me what you thought, and please share this with your friends and family, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks. Turn this off.